So, can anybody give me a little summary of what we talked about yesterday, or what you talked about yesterday, I should say? No, what we did yesterday. What you did yesterday. Jay. Is everybody listening? Is everybody listening?
Learning about how the Mujahideen were versing the Soviet Union, but the Soviet lost because their weapons weren't able to withstand the conditions of the climate, and also they didn't know the land as well as the Mujahideen.
That was perfect. So, we have, as the image says up here, the Soviet-Afghan War, correct? So what were those two reasons? One more time, Jay, can you just repeat those?
Because the Soviet Union's weapons weren't able to handle the climate's conditions, and also because they didn't know the land as well as the Mujahideen.
So they didn't know the land, the Soviets didn't know the land as well as the Afghans, and their equipment, and I mean them too, right? Because Russia's very cold, and then they're going to the Middle East to fight, it's very warm. So them and their equipment both couldn't quite handle it. All on the same page? Tibi, you want to add something?
Also, another reason the Soviets lost is because the Mujahideen had a better motive. They wanted to fight for their religion, while so the Soviets didn't have as strong of a reason as to fight for a religion but the Mujahideen wanted to win more than so.
I agree.
Another reason why the Soviets lost is because they couldn't stand for the terrain.
Okay. Terrain, this is all correct. It's all very good. Do you want to stay up here? Or we need more people? Yeah? Okay. 2 people want to help me. Hanson and Adam. All right. So, when we talk about the Middle East, what are the 3 big religions that we always talk about?
We talked about Christianity, we talked about Islamic or Muslim, and we talked about Judaism.
Okay. Okay. So, Adam, I'd like you to read what it says right here. Actually, you know what? No. This is a chart. It's the basic differences between Sunni Muslims and Shia Muslims. They're 2 different sects of Muslims that we're going to talk about. So, Adam, we have the Sunni on the left and the Shia on the right. So, Adam, can you read the first one for the Sunni?
The Sunni, they believe that the first 4 were rightly guided.
The first 4 caliphs were rightly guided. Hanson, can you read for the Shia?
The Shia, they believe that Ali, the Prophet's son-in-law, should have succeeded Muhammad.
So what does that mean? What's the main difference there?
It means that the first 4 caliphs were rightly guided, like their motives were, pure and just. But the Shia believe that Ali, the Prophet's son, Muhammad, should have succeeded Muhammad and become the next prophet.
Okay.
So the Sunni, they believe that any of the followers could sort of become a sort of Muhammad, a figure that he was.
Okay.
But the Shia believe that only his blood could be taken back.
Okay, and that brings us to the next one. Adam, can you read this side?
They believe that
So
Muslim,
who believes this?
Sunni.
The Sunni.
They believe that Muslim rulers should follow the Sunnah or Muhammad's example.
They should follow the Sunnah or Muhammad's example. So Hanson, can you read for the Shia?
The Shia believe that all Muslim rulers should be descended from Muhammad, and they do not recognize the authority of the Sunnah.
So can you say what you said again now that we have a little more background on
So
that?
they believe that whoever was related to Muhammad should be ruling.
Who believes that?
The Shia.
The Shia. So Shia believes that anybody who's going to lead the Muslim religion needs to be a direct descendant of Muhammad, who founded the religion. The Sunnis think that as long as they're a credible person and they follow the faith well and they're a good person, that they can be, you don't have to be a direct descendant.
So basically they're trying to say that on the Sunnis and the Shia, they have different perspectives on it. Since the Shias believe that anyone who can rule us can only be the only person who actually founded the religion, which was Muhammad. But the Sunnis, they believe that they don't have to be
absolutely. We'll take Teresa. Hamza, I'll get you next. Teresa?
I just wanted to say, another way to describe it for the Shia was that, say you were like a second or a third, or descendant of Muhammad, you still wouldn't be allowed to enroll because you would have to come from his direct.
Right, a direct descendant. That's a very good point. You have to be a direct descendant from his blood. Hamza?
Alright, before the whole Muslim Brotherhood like split up, there was a whole ummah, and now it's like divided due to different beliefs and traditions. It's called the ummah.
I'm still actually telling me a few days when we started, because we were friends before, and he was telling me about the Sunni and the Shia, because we're both Muslims, and I have a little bit of background knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we're going to get into more of that quickly. Let's read this last one.
Claim that the Shia have distorted the meaning of various passages in the Quran.
So the Sunni believe that the Shia have distorted passages from the Quran. Hanson, can you
And
do this?
Shia believe that the Sunni have distorted the meaning of the various passages in the Quran.
So they both think that the other side distorted the Quran in some way. Can somebody tell me what distorted means? Carl.
Messed with?
Messed with. All right, let's get a little better words. Eric?
Tampered.
Tampered. I like that a lot. Mixed it up. You guys are all on the right track. Hanson?
Misinterpreted.
Misinterpreted. You guys are all on the right track. So yes, the Sunnis and the Shias believe that the other side messes up, distorts, tampers with anything like that. They don't believe that the other side is using the Quran the right way, we'll say. And what's the Quran? What's the Quran? So tell me what the Quran is? The book of Islam. Very good. Okay. Now, Adam, which of these religions would you say has more
Population?
more popular? Yes. All right. Which has more population? We'll go with that.
Sunni, because at the pie chart has 85%, I think. 83. And he has 16. And
So there's 83% Sunnis. There's 16% Shia Muslims. Why do you guys think that is?
No, I wanted to say, when you said the Sunni was 83, how would the Shia be 16?
Because there's 1% that's other.
Oh.
Okay. So back to the previous question. Why do you think, based on what we just talked about, why do you think there are a lot more Sunnis than there are Shias? Addison?
Because more people believe that people who have to rule them don't have to be related to Muhammad.
So one more time.
Because most people are Sunnis, because more people believe that people who rule them don't have to be related to Muhammad.
I think you're absolutely right. Right? It's a lot easier to say that anybody can lead a religion than somebody directly of a descendant who lived thousands of years ago, right?
I don't know what Daisy was saying. It's kind of like the Shia were more like they're like more demanding, but the other side was more sympathetic.
Okay. Thank you. So we talk about the Middle East a lot, and we talk about, say, Sunnis versus Shias, for example. What's just a major theme that we've kind of seen that happens in the Middle East?
The people really can't agree on one specific subject.
So what? C-O-N-F? Conflict. Lots of conflict. Always lots of conflict. Over what usually? So everybody go ahead. Religion. So there's a lot of religious conflict that goes on in the Middle East. You guys want to sit up here?
You still have 1%. I think they get the worst because now they have two really angry. I mean, the Sunni won't really care, but the Shia, 16% of the population will come after them.
Well, yes. They have a lot of conflict and war that goes back and forth. But so we know that there's a lot of religious conflict that goes on in the Middle East. But I'll get to you guys. we have this right here. Does anybody know, has anybody heard of the Camp David Accords?
Nope.
No. All right. Can you guys alternate? Hanson, you read the first one, Adam read the second.
So number 1, a peace treaty is signed by Israel and Egypt.
So a peace treaty was signed between Israel and Egypt. Now, who knows what religion primarily Egyptians follow in Egypt? Islam, Muslim. How about Israel? Does anybody know?
Judaism.
Judaism. So Israel practices Judaism. Egypt practices Islam. So what's that saying? What Hanson?
That it might be look. It's basically saying that they're able to put their different religions aside and able to form a stable peace treaty.
I love that. And Adam.
So like what he said, since they're different religions, they probably would have had some war, but since they signed a peace treaty, they're probably like, well, peaceful and tranquil.
Absolutely. Adam, can you read the second one?
Egypt becomes the first Arab state. Yeah, I can't pronounce it.
Arab.
To recognize Israel.
Egypt became the first Arab state to recognize Israel. What's the significance of that? You have a Muslim country recognizing Israel as their own territory, as their own country. What's the significance of that?
The significance of that is because all of the other countries don't recognize it because they think Israel is an Arab state which follows Islam.
Absolutely.
They don't want to recognize that Israel is its own country.
Absolutely. Guys, a lot of Arab countries, a lot of Muslim and people that follow the Muslim religion believe that they also have religious ties to Israel. They believe, some of them believe that that's their land, and it's a religious right that that is their land. But the significance here, as he just said, is that you have a Muslim state recognizing Israel as its own Jewish independent country. To be.
I have 2 things to say. One thing, isn't Israel a multi-religious state, a multi-religious country?
It is. A lot of countries are multi-religious, yes.
And also, Israel was created after World War II, so it was kind of a recent country. It was only about 30 years old at the time that the Camp David Accord. So it might have been some cause some Arab countries owned that land that Israel owns, but they joined the Axis powers and not the Allies, and the Axis lost the war, and the Allies were able to go with a land.
That's very good. All right, we're not getting into World War II right now. We're not getting into World War II. Okay, let's stick to Camp David. That was very good though. Let's stick to Camp David. Hanson, can you read our third bullet point?
Number 3. Israel returned the Sinai Peninsula to Egypt.
Sinai.
Last one quickly.
Anwar Sadat assassinated by Islamic extremists.
Okay. Now we're going to get into a video in a little while that talks a lot more about this, but can somebody else come up here and give me kind of a significance of what all of that has meant? Hamza, go ahead.
So basically it means that
What's the significance of all of that, the Camp David Accords?
it literally just says, oh, we'll have peace between Egypt and Israel, and we're friends now.
But why is that such a big deal?
Because you see, if they were to fight, that would cause a huge conflict because the Muslims would think that they would think that it's their territory, their religious territory, while Israel would basically think the same thing, and plus they need a place to live. So.
Okay, you're right. In a broader sense, if we think about all of the history that's gone on in the Middle East, we talked about it a little bit while we've been discussing it. Why is this right here so significant? We talked about it. I just want to make sure everybody's got it. I just want to repeat it.
It's the one thing that's keeping Egypt and Israel from beating each other up, basically.
Why?
They're not keeping.
Okay. Why would Egypt and Israel beat each other up then? We've been talking. Why would they beat each other up? Over what?
For religion and territory.
Yes. So there's religious peace. There's religious compromise in the Camp David Accord, right? Yes, you can get that. Gentlemen, thank you. Who has the coins? Okay, Hanson and Adam pick up 3 coins each.